Mr. Rakesh Rathod is already here. Grateful, Mr. Rakesh. I'll say a few words about Mr. Rakesh first. Mr. Rakesh, can you start your video? Yeah. Uh, he is a finance professional with, mind my words, 20 years of experience, and see how much of what kind of varied experience he's had. He's currently serving small case. Many of you may not know that such a word exists. And as per Mr. Rakesh, they want to make small case a proper noun, known all across, sorry?
Common noun.
Common noun. Yeah. My mistake. A common noun, right? So let us see what he says and whether you feel it should be a common noun. I feel so. He is heading Smallcase. It's a company's name. It's a firm's name, which is becoming very, very popular in investing. You will find Hum Fauji Initiatives also launching its small case shortly, where you can invest in stocks directly. He's spearheading their advisory platform practice. He is by education a chartered accountant, a certified financial planner, a PG in investment banking, and a SEBI registered investment advisor. So lots of things, lots of education he has. Prior to joining Smallcase, he'd set up and scaled up the domestic business of Edelweiss Prime Brokerage Services, where he championed the growth of PMS and AIF, Alternative Investment Fund, industry of part of Edelweiss. I, in fact, requested him to speak on small case as also PMS, but he didn't want to, foul up the two together. So he'll be speaking on small case, which itself is a huge subject by itself. Across his career, he's worked with leading financial institutions such as Sher Khan, Motilal Oswal, IIFL, Prabhudas Leeladhar, and MCXSX, gained a huge amount of experience, which will be evident when he speaks to you. So, Mr. Rakesh, looking forward intently to your discourse on small case, which I'm very sure most of the people may not have heard. Please.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Sanjeev ji, and really an honor to be on this platform. So maybe I'll just start saying Jai Hind to all my armed forces brothers and sisters out here and who have taken out time on this Sunday morning. And thank you, Hum Fauji, and of course for giving us an opportunity to share our views on the opportunities and possibilities that are getting created for all of us as we speak. And it's also an honor to be sharing the dais with legends like Radhika Gupta, Nilesh Shah, Manish Gurwani, and other respectable speakers who have actually been helping investors navigating the journey of markets and explaining is the why one should invest in different assets. And I think my role will be just to complement them. And thanks to the technology and digitization push, which has happened in the last few months, which would have otherwise taken a decade, it's our time to capitalize on these opportunities and achieve financial freedom for ourselves and for our loved ones. I think just wanted to set this context before I share my screen and take it forward. Okay, if somebody could just confirm whether I'm on the track as far as sharing screen and the presentation, because since morning, for whatever reason, we have been facing certain challenges. So Sanjeev ji, can you please confirm if the screen is visible?
It's very, very clear.
Perfect. I was a bit nervous on this part. Maybe I just thought to break this jinx for the speakers who are coming after me. Great. So Sanjeev ji has briefed me to take a very crispy session on the whys and whats of small case, because as we all know that yes, small case is a new concept and it has been now getting popular by the day over a period of last 4 or 5 years. So just to give you some snapshot, the journey of small case has been a 5-year-old journey as we speak. And today what I will be trying to cover is basically helping everybody to know what are small case, who should invest and what are its benefits, and of course the features and how to invest. And the idea here is to introduce you to the concept of small case, and definitely you can get into more details, deep dive into it. And as Sanjeev ji also shared that even Hum Fauji will be soon available on small case platform, and that is where I think relationship and trust will meet technology for all of you. And I think that would be a great opportunity for you to even experience small cases. Okay, so to start with, what exactly is a small case? So to put it very, very simply, and I'll give you a reason why there is a need for small case. So before that, small case basically is a basket of stocks, ETFs, based on ideas which are curated by SEBI registered professionals. Now, we all know when it comes to investing in stocks, we all think in an individual stock lingo. Everybody start talking about which stock to buy. And I think that is where the problem is. And at Smallcase, we strongly believe that start thinking like a portfolio investor rather than an individual stock investor. And that is where we will help you to create that portfolio, which is curated by SEBI registered professionals. And you can buy that portfolio with a single click as far as the experience is concerned. And how that happens will be my discussion for next couple of minutes. So again, just to reiterate, small case is a basket of stocks or ETFs based on ideas. Now, what are these ideas, how these small cases are created and all that? Definitely, there is a lot of curiosity, which I will try to clear. So let's take a step back that how Indian markets are evolving and how investors' equity journey is evolving. So we all know there is a mutual fund journey which has already been captured for last 20-25 years, where the earlier speakers also shared that how one should navigate the journey. So the idea here is basically to see that how the future journey course could be and how we can map our investment goals, our financial goals based on our risk profile and our requirements. And of course, we all know that the future is of technology. So the idea here is to use technology to our advantage. So definitely what mutual funds is doing and what PMSs are doing is definitely a great thing. They are building stock portfolios. And that is where we are trying to give that power of building stock portfolios to the investors as large with the benefit of the technology, what we have built around it. So the idea here is that if we can offer you those small cases, so what we call those portfolios are small cases, basically, which are like baskets, as I told. And of course, you will be having a total control on those investments, of course, with a lot of helping hand from SEBI registered professionals. So just to take things forward from here, sorry. So again, just to give you a more detailed perspective about small case. So this is basically a modern way to invest in stock portfolio. So anybody who is looking to invest in direct equity, I think small case is one of the best medium where you should explore to invest in direct equity. So it's not about whether one should invest in this particular asset class or that particular asset class. No, that is not the point. But yes, if you are sold on the idea of direct investing into equities, I think small case is the best way to go forward. So what you do about it? So basically, as I told you, these are ready-made baskets of stock portfolios, and it reflects a theme, a sector, or an investing strategy. So basically, there are multiple options in which you can create a small case. It could be a theme, a market theme. It could be a sector. So if you want to create a basket of stocks which represents a particular sector, you can create that basket, or there could be an investment strategy. Now, the good thing about small case is that we are not a broker. We are not the advisor. So we are sitting on top of the entire ecosystem. So you don't have to open a new broking account. You don't have to open a new demat account. The idea here is to help you to navigate that journey with your existing demat and broking accounts. So on one hand, you will be having the SEBI licensed professionals who will be helping you in creating those portfolios and helping you get access to those portfolios. And on the other hand, your existing broker and demat accounts will help you execute those portfolios. And that is where Smallcase is doing a wonderful job of integrating and stitching all these pieces together in the entire ecosystem. So how Smallcase is helping and who basically Smallcase is for? So there are two types of investors, of course. So as one of my earlier speaker, Nilesh Bhai, was sharing with us that in last one and a half year, we already have a huge number of investors who have come to the markets, like 1.5 crore new accounts which has opened. Now, the problem with those investors coming to the markets is that they have been coming to the markets just looking at the recent cycle which we are looking, right? And we all know that the cycles will keep on coming and going. There will be ups and downs. So the idea here is to navigate those new investors in a very, very easy to understand manner, that how their journey will pan out. So the idea here is not to give an experience to a client or investor who has come in the markets, and maybe in the next cycle he will not be even around, because by that time he will be having his own experiences which might not be that great, and he will be out of the markets for life. And I think that is not the idea. So the idea here is the investors who have already come to the market, they can get some kind of help on creating portfolios and a great experience on a long-term basis from the portfolio creation. Now, the challenge is that how one goes about doing research. So that is where Smallcase again comes handy, by curating portfolios by SEBI registered professionals who help you with the entire research and entire portfolios. Of course, you have to match it with your own risk profile, your duration, your goals, and that is where we will ensure that you are being offered the right set of small cases. And of course, you have a choice to select those small cases. So I will come to that also later, that how you discover which small cases is good for you, how you start your journey, and how you gradually build that journey over a period of time. So our focus will be basically to ensure that you get a seamless experience with few clicks, so that you are in total control of your investments. So again, the benefits are very, very starking out here, that Smallcase basically offers you a diversified portfolio and it lowers your risk. So anytime, whenever you buy a single stock, the risk will be very, very high. And when you buy a portfolio, you actually diversify and you actually lower your risk. So the idea here is that you build some strong portfolios which protects you against a volatility in a particular stock. So definitely there would be stocks which will go ups and downs, but that allocation to that particular stock will ensure that at a portfolio level, you are in a much better position vis-a-vis a direct stock. As I told you earlier, and this is something which I will keep on stressing again and again, that these are the portfolios which are created and managed by experts who are SEBI registered professionals. Now, these are qualified SEBI registered investment advisors or research analysts, or for that matter, portfolio managers. For them, this is the day job, right? So the idea here is to ensure that we get that help, or we get their support in creating our portfolios. And lastly, very, very important thing, you don't lose your control in the process. So here you don't give your money to somebody. The entire funds are with you in your own broking account, in your own demat account. The shares are lying in your demat account. The dividends are coming to you in your bank account. So end of the day, even you should grow as an investor in terms of knowledge and with entire control on your assets. So this is very, very important. I think the last thing where you are in total control, because I always believe that nobody is interested in your money except you as the first person. I think you should be knowing what exactly you are doing, and one just can't get away with saying, hey, boss, somebody told me and I did it. I think it's our hard-earned money, and one will have to take that effort to understand where you are putting your hard-earned money. Okay, now these are some more features as we go along that an investor can get by subscribing to Smallcases. So first thing, definitely you will have to find the small case which is best suited to you, and how we go about that, definitely I will help you with that. Plus, you can track the performance of all the small cases in which you have invested on a daily basis, on an annualized basis. We will even help you with all the news which are pertaining to your small case for the underlying stocks. So that is where you get that control of the entire portfolio, that, okay, I know this is my small case, but I even know what are the underlying stocks, and I am on top of all the news, their past performance and all that. Now, we all know markets will go up, markets will go down. And the good thing is that whenever markets are down and you feel that, yes, I should invest more in my portfolio, again, with a 1 click or 2 clicks, you can just invest more money in your existing portfolio with 2 clicks. So that is where we have given an invest more option. Plus, like mutual funds, again, you can set up SIPs in your small cases so that you can have a regular savings as well. Very, very important to understand that these portfolios are not static. Okay, somebody is watching them on a continuous basis. When I say somebody, again, that SEBI registered professionals are watching them. So whenever there are any changes in the portfolio based on the market conditions, based on the company's performance, they will regularly review it and update it. And that is where the technology comes to our rescue, where all the rebalances or changes will be notified to you. And again, with a single click, all the orders will be executed of whatever stock has to go out or whatever stock has to come in. So that is where this is very, very important that, yes, we do believe in long-term investing, but I think it's not about doing churning, it's about reviewing and rebalance if required. So in current times, I think people have changed the definition of buy and hold to buy, review, and hold, right? And that is the most important feature where somebody will have to do that. So if as an investor you can do it, great. Otherwise, we always have these professionals for whom the day job is to ensure that the portfolios are intact with their underlying philosophy, with the underlying performance of those companies. And lastly, very, very important thing, the exit. So again, with a single click, you can exit completely or partially of your small case. So whenever you are in need of money or whenever the goal is nearing your completion, definitely with a single click, you can take an exit from your small case, or you can take a partial exit. So for example, you started your journey of investing in small case. In that particular small case, say with 2 lakh rupees, and over a period of time, it has gone to 10 lakh rupees with your savings, more investments, SIPs, and of course the market movements. You can always click a button of exit saying, okay, I need 2 lakhs rupees. So just click partial exit and 2 lakhs rupees will be sold in the proportion of the existing portfolio. So all this has to not necessarily be done by you. For you, it's a click process. Rest, everything will be taken care by the platform, that which are the shares to be sold, which are the shares to be bought, and all that. Again, having the entire control on the process, you still have choices to customize. If you feel that, yes, you understand the subject in a better way, you of course can customize the portfolio as well. Okay, now how one starts the small case journey. I think this is very, very important to understand that how one goes about it. So the first thing what you can do is, simply put, I'll just take you to one more slide and then I will come back to here. Okay, so this is where you start. So you visit smallcase.com and you actually click on discover small cases. Now this is where you will find all the small cases which are listed on our website. Definitely you can choose the investment strategy based on what you want to select. Plus, in the process of selecting and when you get registered with any advisor or manager, you will also be told to do a risk profiling, and based on that there would be certain small cases which will be discovered on the screen. And of course, just like any other product, you can just subscribe to that small cases and move ahead. So I'll just go a step back, that how you start slow and then you move on to much more different products based on your understanding of the subject. So this is something which we always tell to all our clients, that always follow a core satellite approach. And I'm sure Sanjeev ji will also agree with this, and he will be in a much better position to make you execute these strategies. So the core satellite approaches basically means that one should have a core portfolio and satellite portfolio. So one can start with a core portfolio, which basically is a more conservative portfolio, just to understand small case as a platform, as an ecosystem. And then gradually, as and when you develop more and more understanding, you develop love for the product over a period of time, you start exploring more features, more portfolios. And I think it will be a great journey for you to navigate that process itself. So we always suggest as a starting point to start with this core portfolio, which we call all-weather investing. So basically, all-weather investing is more like a very low volatile product where we create 3 asset classes: equity, debt, and gold. So again, from IDFC also, they mentioned very clearly that one should have exposure to all the asset classes, be it pro-cyclical, counter-cycle, and all that. So this small case will allow you to invest in equity, debt, and gold with a single click by investing in the respective ETFs. Now, this is ideal for all type of market conditions. It will ensure that your investment is not volatile. It doesn't go down with the markets comparatively. And even on the upside, it will have a different effect. So the idea here is to have a stable portfolio, to understand the small case ecosystem. And then, as I told, the understanding grows, the whole experience develops with you, you can definitely explore a lot of our other small cases as well. So we have a small case called brand value. Now somebody or our research managers have created a portfolio or a small case which basically have taken the stocks which have very, very strong brands, right? So the idea here is, can we be shareholders or can we have a portfolio of the brands what we use on a day-to-day basis? Of course, with a lot of other research as well, be it valuations, be it the other market dynamics and all that. But yes, as an investor, you can own this small case. So technically, with a single click, you can buy a small case called brand value small case, and you can track it on a daily basis. You can buy it, you can do an SIP in this, you can invest more over a period of time. So the idea here is to understand different small cases and just see what resonates with your profile, with your thought process, with your philosophy and strategy. And of course, goals is very, very important. And the duration is very, very important. So anything which meets all these criteria, and accordingly, one should not only focus on returns. I see always people talking about returns. I think returns are a function of many things, and people tend to ignore those things when we are in a market like this. But that is where the advisor comes really, really helpful to you, to make you conscious of those other things as well. So yes, there would be a lot of small cases which will be suitable to different people, and one will have to decide that which is the small case which is more suitable to your profile. Again, we have a small case called, so these are just examples, not recommendations, a disclaimer here. So we would be having many small cases. These are some of the popular ones which I thought to highlight just to give you a perspective. Nothing means that one has to go and invest in dividend aristocrats. Definitely, you can have your own profile assessed with your advisor and see what suits you most. So there are investors who may love to invest in companies who distribute a lot of dividends. And of course, over a period of time, they grow also on the valuation front or the market prices. So this is something for them where we curate a portfolio of stocks which gives consistent dividends over a period of last, say, 10 years. And of course, they have been doing reasonably good even on the markets front. So this is a portfolio for somebody who might be interested in dividends. And this dividends will be credited directly to your bank account because these are the shares which are lying in your own demat account. So just to give you some more perspective that who are these portfolio managers. So as I told you, these are SEBI registered research analysts, portfolio managers, and of course they will provide you an access to the portfolios what they have created, and of course a regular updation and regular communication for a professional fees. So you can access to those portfolios by getting into an agreement with them, and this entire process will be done on Smallcase. So we have ensured that the process is a seamless process, that in the next 3 to 5 minutes, you should be in a position to get the access to the portfolio and just click one button, invest now, and your journey with Smallcase starts. So what we do there is we help you to discover the right small cases. We help you to get into the agreement with the advisors, and of course, get your risk profile done. And based on that, you will be offered the right product which suits your risk profile. So there are 3 things which are again very, very uniquely positioned into small case, that yes, there will be fees for the small case which you are trying to get access. So there are different managers who are offering their services on small case. So small case is basically a platform, and that is where I was just interacting with Sanjeev ji also, that how small case is trying to become that common noun, and everybody will have their own small case going forward. So tomorrow, like maybe 1 month down the line or 2 months down the line, there will be a Hum Fauji small case. Now, if you resonate with Sanjeev ji's philosophy, if you resonate with the entire Hum philosophy style of picking stocks or ETFs, you may just subscribe to that small case, and the entire journey will be facilitated by small case as a platform. Again, we will ensure, or we have ensured, that there is zero paperwork, because this is an entire digital platform. So there is no scope for paperwork whatsoever. Of course, keeping all the regulations in mind, we have ensured that all the process is completely in line with the regulations. So when I say regulations, there are a couple of things which an advisor has to do with the client, like getting into an investment advisor agreement, which is signed, getting risk profiling done, and of course, collection of fees. So these are the things which we will facilitate. And once that is done, as I told you, you will get access to portfolios and the portfolio will be unlocked. And you will get to see all the stocks, the weightages, and with a single click, you can buy those small case. So every small case, of course, will have a minimum value decided by the advisor based on his own structure of the portfolio. Nothing stops you to change that number to much larger number than that. So the minimum amount will be decided by the advisor on the platform, but you can always do a different amount. Say, for example, if Hum Fauji small case is available for say 1.5 lakh rupees, if you want to invest 5 lakh rupees, you can start your journey with 5 lakh. You can set up an SIP on a fortnightly, weekly, monthly basis as well. And of course, as I told, you can top up as and when you feel like, whenever you see there is a market opportunity or when your advisor suggests you to top up on those existing small case as well. Okay, so how you discover? So as I told you, just go on smallcase.com and click on discover small cases, and there you will find a tab called managers. And now you can select the filters, whether you want a manager who is following a asset allocation strategy or a ESG strategy. Like these days, I'm sure a lot of you would be knowing that ESG investing is in vogue these days for being futuristic. So where the companies who are taking care of the environment, governance, and social impacts, right? So these are the companies which are curated in a portfolio, which are following the ESG standards laid out by global agencies. And if you strongly feel that, yes, I want to invest in companies who are ESG compliant or who are having a very, very high score on ESG, definitely you can just click on ESG and you will find the portfolios which are meeting those requirements. And with a single click, you can subscribe to that investment advice and go ahead and invest. And again, there are growth strategies, momentum strategies. So it all depends what are the kind of strategies you want to get access to, and the platform will throw all those options at you. So again, as we speak, currently we have around 125 plus small case managers on our platform, and they are all different and they all specialize in their own rights. So there would be somebody who is specializing in, say, momentum investing. There would be somebody who is investing in, like, say, pure technology stocks. Like recently, again, we heard about Zomato and all that, right? Now there is somebody who just want to invest in technology-led stock or some stocks which will define the future course of our living, right? And it's a very, very focused portfolio on that. Now, if you strongly feel that, okay, I want to invest only in such kind of stocks, there is a manager for that. Now, somebody might feel that I want to invest in the companies who are very strong on corporate governance, right? So somebody has actually adopted that as a theme to create his portfolio. So you will find multiple themes like this. And as an investor, you have a choice to select the manager, understand about him. You can read about his methodology. You can read about how the strategy has done in the past. So all those information will be available even before you subscribe. So once you are convinced that, yes, this is something I connect with and this is something I resonate with, and these are all managers very, very specialized in their own right. You will be able to see them on a lot of media, social media. They have very popular blogs. Some of them have very popular videos following. Some are very active on Twitter. So the idea here is basically these are, like, we call them breakaway and new age managers, right? So they are not sticking to your traditional norms of investing. Definitely the values underlying are very, very intact, but I think the approach changes with the times. And that is why I always say, like, values should not change, the approach can keep on changing. And the moment you don't change your approach, that is where you may lag behind or you may not even be successful in investing. And I think this new age managers tribe is simply doing that. And thanks to Smallcase as a platform where we are enabling the entire ecosystem. So on one hand, we have this 125 plus managers offering their services to you as an investors. And on the other hand, we have India's top 12 brokerages who have integrated deeply with us to give you an experience. So for example, if you already have an account with one of the 12 brokers, and as we speak, there are currently more brokers in the pipeline. So that may take the tally to, say, 15 brokers, which actually will be taking care of 95% of the demat accounts of India. And this is what I was talking about experience, that as an investor, you don't have to get up from your chair. You don't have to open a new broking account. You just have to take the advice subscribe to the advice and move forward and log in with your broker credentials. So if you are a client of Upstocks, if you are a client of IFL, HDFC, so we have all set of brokers. So just to give you some buckets, so there are three categories of brokers, be it traditional, bank brokers, and discount brokers. So on the traditional brokers, we have Motilal Oswal, we have Edelweiss, and we have India Infoline Securities. On the bank brokers, we have Axis, HDFC, Kotak, and ICICI Bank will be coming live soon. And on the discount brokers, we have Zerodha, Upstocks, Angel, and 5paisa. And of course, Grow will be coming soon. So the idea here is to cater to each and every investor on the street who has at least taken the first step to come to markets. And from there, we take over the journey of helping you get access to the right portfolios rather than just getting lost in this huge thing which is happening for the last 1 year, where a lot of people, they don't understand the markets, but they're just trading for the heck of it. And I'm sure they will have their own experiences which might not end up great. And that is why we don't want to get them into that direction. And that is where I think Smallcase will ensure that they have a great journey for the years to come. So again, very, very important that how you subscribe to these portfolios. So basically you enter your basic details like name, email ID, and telephone number, and you log in with your broker credentials. So whichever broker you are having an account with, you please log in with that account. And of course, once you enter your valid PAN and date of birth, there will be a risk profiling and an investment advisory agreement, which will be sent to you, which you have to sign via an Aadhaar-based OTP. The idea here is to take care of the entire process as far as the advisory and the client relationship is concerned. Once that is done, now you are free to invest in that portfolio with the amount of your choice. You can start SIP and you can do a lot more even after subscribing. So till the time the subscription is on, you will get all the updates about rebalancing and other stuff. Of course, there are multiple plans. One may go for quarterly plans, half-yearly plans, and yearly plans. Depending on your choice, one can subscribe to multiple small cases. So with the same login, you can have like 2 or 3 advisors ka small cases where it suits your specific needs. So the idea here is to create a portfolio which is a very, very holistic in manner. You can start with, say, a very, very conservative portfolio like all weather investing, and gradually, again, as I said, as you keep on building your understanding about the product and you start liking the product and you strongly feel that yes, it's working for me, you can just move ahead in that journey. So we are trying to create an experience on the top of all the brokerages. So you don't have to go on the broker website to do anything. So if you are having an account which says Zerodha, you can simply come on smallcase.com and do the entire process till the execution. Okay, because of that deep integration, what we have done with those brokers. And as I told you, there is one small case for everyone. So again, you can choose the small case of your choice. There are long-term portfolios, there are momentum portfolios, again, core portfolios, sectoral portfolios. There are some portfolios which are very, very unique, right? You can get a blend of a portfolio where you have all the 5 asset classes. So for example, you can actually invest in, say, large cap, mid cap, small cap through ETFs. You can have a gold ETF and you can have a bond ETF. Now that is what makes a complete portfolio on a small case platform. You get all the 5 asset classes to start with. And then, of course, based on your risk profile, you can always customize those weightages. You can rebalance. And that is where the whole execution piece comes into the play. With whatever limited experience I've got so far, I always believe that advisory is nothing without execution. Though we always feel that execution is more of a technical or a mechanical job, but I've seen people taking a lot of advice, but doing nothing of that on the execution front. And this is not necessarily only on investing. I think that is applicable to all walks of life, right? We take that first step, and the most important step of taking advice. मतलब advice तो जहाँ मिला ले लेते हैं, but जब execution की बात आती है, तो for whatever reason, due to challenges or due to something or the other, it gets missed out. And this is where we have tried to create an experience that the gap between the advisory and execution should be minimal or should not be there. So the flow is created in such a manner that the journey starts with subscribing to advice and the journey ends at executing. right? And this is what small case is all about. And that is where we always say that we want to make small case as a category. So small case is not anything per se till the time it is not powered or backed by a professional advisor. So in all walks of life, as Sanjeev ji also always say कि boss मतलब advisor होना बहुत जरूरी है. And small case is an enabler to advisors. It's an enabler to investors. It's enabler to brokers for that matter, right? So brokers are focused on execution. They will give you the best in class execution. There is somebody who can give you best in class advisory, and there is something like small case who is trying to stitch everybody together to have that one frame experience. So this is something from my side. I try to keep it short, crisp, because I know there will be a lot of queries. So wanted some more time on the queries than me just talking. And of course, you can always shoot your questions at support@smallcase.com. And I'm sure you will get all the queries answered there as well. Yes, Sanjeev ji.
Yeah, we can stop the screen share, please.
Sure.
Yeah. So there are many queries which have come in, and but because of paucity of time, since we have overshot the time a bit, what I will do, Mr. Rakesh, what we are planning is that we'll send those queries over to you and take your replies on them, and then we will be conveying to all those who participated in this webinar, as also we'll be conveying it on our various channels.
Sure.
Maybe we'll make a another YouTube video out of it and put it on our Hum Fauji.
Sure. So a suggestion on there based on my experience. So we can definitely take all the queries, and I'm sure you have a very popular newsletter or some publication kind of thing. I think that will work wonders if we can have those queries in a curated manner answered there in that publication. I think people generally read your publication and always awaits that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have plenty of channels. Newsletter is one of them. YouTube channel is there. And then we also keep conveying it through various other forums. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. And I'm very, very sure that lots of people have come to know something absolutely new, and what kind of popular, channel this small case is going to be in times to come, where you are investing in direct stocks, choosing your basket depending on the past performance, the kind of theme that rhymes with you, and of course, as you discover more and more about the investing space. So, Mr. Rakesh, thank you very much. Really grateful to you for this, and nice of you to have taken out time to explain this new thing to our people.
Pleasure, Sanjeev ji, and thanks a lot again to everybody, and have a great Sunday and enjoy the conference today, and be safe, and Jai Hind.
Thank you.